Alright, so right now I would like to welcome Seki Ng, Confident Communicator and Advanced Leader Bronze, The Art of Romantic Persuasion. The Art of Romantic Persuasion, Seki Ng.
People say that in the first year of marriage, the female will talk, the wife will talk, and the husband listens. In the second year, the husband takes a little bit more dominant role and he talks while the female, the wife, listens. And by the third year, when they've had a bit of too much of each other, they will both talk at the same time and the neighbors will listen. Ladies and gentlemen, have we all come to pass this area in our lives? Whether you are married or whether you are still in a relationship or pursuing one, fear not. Because today, I am here to deliver a speech titled The Art of Romantic Persuasion. Because at the end of the day, we can always turn something that seems worthless and seemingly cheap into something beautiful that we can give to our loved ones and make them appreciate you for who you are. And it all comes in these three very simple things. We all know girls love things that are pretty, but that's always something that happens in the first year. Now I'm talking about things that you want to do in the third year to give your marriage or your relationship a little bit of boost in terms of enthusiasm for one another. We all know girls love flowers, don't we? Yes, they do. Well, at least most of them. But as the years go by, they will understand one thing. Flowers will die. Flowers you cannot eat. So it's actually a waste of money. One stalk of rose today can buy me 2 packets of nasi lemak. So we need to look and become a bit more creative. Actually, today's speech is more for the men to learn something. Females, thank me later. So, how do you make this new flower something that would keep your relationship a little bit more on the romantic side? It is also something to do with the flower, but it has more value to it. Because the first flower I'm going to talk to you about is the cauliflower. Ladies and gentlemen, do not look past this, because this is actually what we call providence. Right? You provide for something. You give a longing of security that you can take care of your spouse. Gentlemen, the flower was the first year. The next years to come comes in forms of fruits, vegetables, something that when you consume or your spouse consume will give them health, will give them a good life, because they don't have to worry about the next meal. So it is something that we have to look into. Because in today's life, it's not just the 4 C's. It has gone up to 6 C's, 7 C's and all those. But most importantly, if we talk about all these different C's, what does it talk about? It talks about providence. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the first thing. The next thing that you look at, right, is something that is long, normally made of metal. Okay? And it's something that you will put inside a hole. I will not say what it is now and leave you to think about it. Okay, every one of those guys, girls as well, will have this one thing. So what am I talking about? Some of you guys who are thinking a little bit on the serong side will be thinking that it's hard, long, and probably can fit into the girl's purse. Yes, it does fit into the girl's purse. It is what we call a key. Okay, the key is a symbol of security. When you pass a key to a female, it is telling them that I am here to take care of you for the rest of your life. I am here to give you the security that you need. So the first thing was providing for them. The next thing is to give them a sense of security and to tell them that whatever it is, I will always come back to you. This is the key, maybe to my house, but most importantly, it is the key to my heart. So then the next one is it's something that I love the most. It is made of rubber. It is meant to fit onto something, and the tighter it fits, the more protection it gives you. It comes in various colors, and my favorite color somehow is pink. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're thinking again on the wrong end of the spectrum, let me show you, it is actually the rubber glove. Ladies and gentlemen, the rubber glove is a significant part of the relationship because now you're working on towards the nitty-gritty stuff. And sometimes it is good to pamper your spouse by cleaning up the house for them to live. You've provided them with some health. You've given them security. Now be part of maintaining a good life, a clean life, and a clean place to stay together. Now if you notice, one after another, each of it depreciates in the value in terms of the material. First is food, then it is metal, now it's only rubber. But here's one thing, ladies and gentlemen, these three things follow through everything actually gives you more and more meaning. Providence is to talk about providing. Security is to tell them that you are always, if you need to, you can always run to me. And this little thing is to tell them that whatever you do, we will do it together because it is a commitment. But ladies and gentlemen, every female or male will have a different way of being happy. And this reminds me of a story. There's a couple who was married for 60 years. Alright? And one day, this wife came up to the husband and said, "Husband, I've been keeping this from you for 60 years. And this is actually what my mother told me to do whenever I get angry." And she opened up the box. In there was a crochet doll and 95,000 ringgit. So the husband was looking at it all puzzled and asking, "What is all this about?" The wife said, "Well, whenever I get angry, my mom told me instead of making it a big fuss, I should crochet a doll." So the husband saw only one doll, so he was very happy and said, "So I've only made you angry one time. So what about the 95,000 ringgit? Oh, that's the money that I made selling all the other dolls." So ladies and gentlemen, I leave you with one thing. How a person becomes happy, it is between the relationship. But these guidelines that I gave to you today, hopefully will build you a better life with your spouse in the future. So work towards a perfection. We will never be perfect, but work towards a perfection in terms of your relationship. Back to you, Toastmaster Rich.